probably more in a face-to-face environment, but definitely like one of those secret weapons that trainers can have in their arsenal within that consultative process is what we call the wow session. You know, the consultation is all about the goals of the client, the obstacles they face, why they haven't achieved their goals in the past. And then you're obtaining that information so that you can essentially in a face-to-face setting, go out and show them like, this is what a workout would look like. You know, this is how we would achieve those results for you. And that person gets to experience what training with you would be like. There's no better way to get buy-in when someone gets to kind of essentially try things. I know that some personal trainers get a little bit butthurt at the fact that, you know, they have to do their consultation and a session with a prospect for free. But when you look at the potential gain that you can get from that, it's like I've had clients that I've gotten from introductory kind of kickstart process where we do the consult, then you do the wow session and sign them up, and I've trained them for 3.5, 4 years. It's like when you actually look at the potential gain that you can make, you know, again, it's all about the attitude and the system that we have behind it as well. When we talk about a wow session, it's like, again, having a model, having a system, making it consistent so that you can repeat it every time. So having like specific workouts planned that are goal specific. It's like you got a strength client, then swap movements in and out specific to the client. If you've got a client that's invested in fat loss, obviously, you know, if they want to lose weight, they want to move. Irrespective of the fact that research says like, hey, do some resistance training and do some cardio, get that person doing the movement-based stuff so they can start to get their core body temperature up and get themselves moving, and see like that in conjunction with a strength training program would get them the best desired outcomes, rather than taking them through a tech session on how to squat. It's like they're not going to see any value in that. And if you're doing that stuff, it's because you don't understand your client right now. Then you got to think about something like a physique workout. It's like if they're blokes, you know, they might want a good chest and arm pump. So it's like make a physique workout that's set around that. So you got some girls, it's like it's more lower body dominant. You can make like a booty workout or a hamstring and quad and glute dominant workout and show them what a session would be like in a snippet. And then again, like we've spoken about before in the sales series, it's like use the test closes. Can you see yourself getting results this way? Can you see why training this way would get the outcomes that you want? Have you done something like this before? No. Do you enjoy this style of training? They might say yes. And it's like, okay, we get all this stuff. We'll have all your programs ready to go. So you'll walk into the gym with intent every time. So you'll never be confused on, you know, what you need to do and when you need to do it. How does that sound? And then they're like, yeah, that's great. Again, creates that continuity, and it's like getting that client bought into the process. The one thing that it does as well is like obviously makes you look professional. There's nothing worse than going into a gym and knowing that that person's making stuff up. You know, you walk into the gym and the trainer's like, oh, the Smith machine's free. Oh, we'll do this. Oh, we'll get this box and we'll do just a random workout. It's like, we want specific results. You know, we're talking about the benefits of like having a program and doing all that stuff. So make these workouts specific to the goals that this person has. So talking about the test closes, talking about the organization, talking about the path of least resistance and getting the buy-in with the clients to this process, what it also does is creates a really good transition to that sales pitch at the end, you know, which is a really easy process, especially if you're adopting that I'm a specialist mindset. It's like, I'm here to deliver outcomes, and those outcomes are your goals. So it's like, okay, you know, we've had a great chat about your goals. What we did today was a bit of an example of what training would look like for you. What we want to do now is talk about things a little bit more long-term. So we spoke about when we first catched up those major obstacles, you know, this, and that. So how we address those is like having your program, knowing exactly what you need to do to go into the gym, reviewing the process and making sure that we've got good information to make changes in the future, and to keep things kind of fresh by adding variety to the training by rotating through your programs and mixing things up a little bit with the goal of like getting stronger, dropping more body fat. So how we do that is we're going to do some regular training on a weekly basis. You're going to get all of this stuff, and it's just this much per week. Put yourself back in the mind of the client. If this person actually gets to try and you do the test closes right, and it's specific to the goals that they want, and it's organized and professional and all of those things, you're doing everything you can to make sure that that person can see the results and see the value, and that's when they buy. So there's no secret. You know, I know you guys want a secret. I know you guys want this specific strategy and system. It's like, yeah, there's a system, but it all comes around listening, asking the right questions, showing the person the outcome, and being very professional and prescriptive as a specialist when it comes to telling this person what they need. And you'd be very, very surprised that people who really struggle with their sales, kind of selling at, let's say, below 50%, when they adopt this mentality and adopt this process, that conversion process starts to come up to like 85% plus.